That's the shirt I would buy. Do it.
Just let it breathe.
Do it.
Oh, come on.
Do it.
Sup?
Sup?
Buddy.
It's finals week.
It is finals week. We're here.
I feel like we need the Olympic song
made
playing right
it.
now.
Oh,
Now we need to
No,
do
I don't do it. I don't
open
want
video
to.
music.
I can kind of sing.
I'm about to say I have it.
You can sing 2
You have
seconds.
DCI
Of it.
opening music.
Oh, that's all you get. That's it. That's it. That's like again. That's it.
Give him 3 thyllides.
It is finals week. And yay, it's here. It's
I was
flew
telling-
by.
Yeah, I was
Like,
telling
it just
Sam, what was
started.
that, Friday? Last Friday? I was like, man, I feel like we literally just did like 2 shows and it's already finals week. Like, it's
Yeah.
crazy how fast it goes by.
Yeah. Like I said, I think, man, you think they only cut season short by about a week, but man, it feels way shorter than that. Especially when stuff gets to rolling.
That's true.
It's like when you do band camps and stuff, you dread it, and then you blink and it's over.
Mhm.
I wish you had all that time back.
Mm-hmm.
Now that school's getting ready to start up, which by the time we drop this, we would have completed our first day of school.
Mhm.
But when school starts back, it's like, I gotta now be teaching stuff
Dang it.
like grade papers and stuff.
I gotta act professional.
That part.
I can't say the words that I want to say all the time.
I mean, you could, but you only do it once.
I say you get one time. Yeah, everyone gets one.
You gotta make it work for
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a new year. I'm trying to go in with I always go in pretty blank slate, pretty excited to get started and see all the new kids and see all of the old ones too. I hadn't checked my numbers. I'll check those tomorrow. Hopefully they've calmed down a little bit in one particular class. Listen, I started with
This kid's
40.
going to be drumming on the wall.
I
That's
started with
what's going
50 in percussion. I think I'm under 50 now. I think.
Here, I broke this tile off the bathroom floor. This is your
They
this is your drum pad.
gotta have their own
Right.
stuff, and that's the thing too. Is it's like you gotta put some skin in the game. So you gotta at least get a pair of sticks and a pad. Like I ain't got
Right.
50 snare drums. I don't have 50 mallets. If I did, I would be running a drum corps.
You got to
Boy.
go get the Little Tykes Glockenspiel from Walmart.
No, God,
No, Jesus. Of anything that is holy.
No, not trying. So we'll see. I'll check my numbers tomorrow, which was yesterday. So if you heard a loud scream on Tuesday, off in the faint distance, then that's me screaming, trying to figure out how I'm going to teach 45 percussionists at the same time.
Yes. That sounds exciting.
It's something. Good thing is, I do have 8th graders in there that were in it last year.
I say make them run it.
That helps. That'll help. And then I think I'm going to have an extra high schooler who's doing job shadowing.
Nice.
There you go.
Okay.
So I'll have that. So that should help out a little bit too. And then hopefully next semester I have another student teacher. That'd be nice. All right. Well, I'm sure we're going to talk a lot. So we probably don't need to
Yeah, make this quick.
filibuster too long.
We
So,
don't spend too much time. Hour and a half, hour 45. Neat.
so here's what we're going to do our predictions of finals for you. Like last year, we'll, get them copied down, and so you can see them all, and so you can realize. I got a feeling it's not going to be too different from all of us. I don't think so. I could be wrong.
I got a couple, maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Maybe. So yeah, how's that look?
Perfect.
Full screen.
Yep.
Cool. All right, I can't see y'all, so, so here we are.
I am doing the worst hand gestures right now. It's terrible.
And you know what? It's okay. I'm
Wow.
blind, so I don't see half of the hand gestures that get pointed towards me. So what we'll do is we'll actually do 13th through 1st. So we're gonna say who our first one out is as well, and we'll kind of serpentine it, I guess.
Well,
And
I think
then-
did
go
we
ahead.
last year do like 13 through 4 for everybody, and then we serpentine, or did we do that for all of them?
I don't know. That was last
I'm good with serpentine in all of them if we want to.
Yeah.
That's fine with me.
So, and then you have.
I think we did do all of them,
Yeah,
like
okay,
individually.
gotcha.
I think.
So then we'll do our caption awards. Probably about halfway through, maybe. I don't know. We'll do some.
We'll do it like they do at finals night, and just
Do a couple placements, and then
to drive people crazy when they
Yeah.
want to hear.
Even though we know who's going to win by the time they get through with one or the other.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. So I'll start. I don't care to start. 13. First one out. I'm doing this hoping I'm wrong.
Oh.
I'm
That's how you
worried-
feel.
I'm worried about if I hope their percussion can keep him in it. I hope their percussion can do enough. That hurts my soul just as much as anybody. But that is the only thing that's holding me back from just solidly putting them in 12. So
Boy, howdy.
yeah.
Boy, howdy.
But I would be their biggest fan if they do pull it off. Like, best believe I'm gonna be
Don't
cheering.
switch it up now.
Right?
This is written in blood. I don't know what you're talking about.
You either with us or you ain't.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. I mean, it's a win-win for me. If I'm wrong, then Madison Scouts make finals.
All right, so
Right.
my
How
going?
is that a
Is
win?
that how we're doing it?
Yeah, you go.
Okay. My first one out, I think it's just going to be Blue Knights. I think they've been pretty consistently at that 13th spot. Pacific Crest might have a shot to get to that spot, but Blue Knights have been kind of putting a gap on them here recently. But they've been kind of going back and forth. But I'll say Blue Knights.
All right. William.
Well, I
Mhm.
said Blue Knights as well, sir.
Listen,
Thank you.
I hope you're right.
Okay, for real though, in all honesty, it's a valid point because the perk, man, it's the scariest thing. And when it comes down to crunch time, because it's so far away from the pack, I think this last show, what it was like 6 group in it, and they got 4th in drums out of those 6, but the group made 2nd, and the color guard got 2nd out of everything. So it's like that literally can be a problem.
And they were still second in music. That was the crazy thing.
And
about
that too, and they were still second in me. So Scouts is it, like I said, it reminds me of that year of Crown. The core is doing everything they can, while the perk is just hurting them, bro.
They gotta hold on.
And you can see, because what I've noticed also is that content score is coming down. So it shows that Scouts have changed some stuff, but they've made it easier so it can be tameable, so they can play it, which is a problem in a lot of aspects. And then your execution score is still lower, so it's it is a wild card, man. It's crazy, and it sucks to think about it, but it's a true statement. It's 100% true.
I mean, you think about it, they would literally, if their progression was like a little bit better,
just a little bit, maybe one or two
was
spots, and that's
guaranteed.
it. Be done.
Guaranteed. Yep.
It'd be done. 1 or 2 spots. But yeah, I'm gonna stay hopeful. So, but I'm like Chris. I feel it for Blue Knights right now.
Yep.
Same.
Madison? Is that what you said? Same as said?
No,
You said
the Blue Knights. They beat
Connected.
Buskin in 13.
Oh,
Buskin in 13.
we are about to get raw Zach right now.
Let's go. I want all of it.
They are going to be performing on the sidewalk.
Jesus.
Because it ain't going to be in Lucas Oil.
Dog, bro.
Oh, finals night. They get to perform at least.
Non-finals night.
Who's 12th?
My 12th
Are we going back?
Are-
Okay.
are the
Yeah,
men
we're
of
going.
Madison and women of Madison.
So don't get us some angry phone calls.
No, that was not intentional. Don't come at me. Y'all will know if I'm in it, okay?
Yeah.
I'll make
Zach's
sure.
pretty-
I'll make sure you know I'm
Zach
in.
has what we call conviction. And so you're not, you will know. Sure.
Same scouts.
Go ahead, yell it.
No.
Can we prepare? For
I am.
Go ahead and put its volume on -4.
I am collecting a spirit bomb to take with me to finals,
All living
And
creatures.
and all who are in the path shall.
I'll not be there.
All right. Y'all ready?
Yep.
Oh no.
Troopers.
Lady,
Girl, bye.
what?
Listen, I like the show. I really do. I honestly do. But when we get back around to 11th, I think what we were just talking about earlier, I feel like I'll talk about it here in a second. So I'll go ahead and let Sed do it, and then I'll go back. We'll talk about my 11th.
What?
I was gonna
Yep.
say Crossman, but I've done a little research and they've kind of fallen off.
Crossman, yeah, they're hurt.
So we're gonna go
Chris
with
has-
Genesis.
Jesus.
Chris has Jersey Surf in 11.
Blue Knights, 12. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. With them two being back to back. I mean, if somebody beats Madison, it'll be Blue Knights. I think Crossman and Pacific Crest have ran out a little bit of a juice. So there it is.
Yeah.
My 11th spot. This is gonna be tough, man. But
Yes!
The more and more I watch it, man, I think when they have to redesign so much of that show, and I just think while everybody else has had a chance to really polish and clean, Cavies hadn't really had that, and I think a lot of the changes that they made the show a little bit easier. So I think with a good show, my 10th place core can catch them. I'm gonna be wrong, but
No, I agree with you. I think you're on the right track with that one. My 11th one is Madison Scouts.
Oh,
I think, and like I said, we were talking about, I think if their percussion section can clean up enough that everything else package wise is there for them. They're not too far away from Troopers.
I mean, I wouldn't cry.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, I think it's like
here's the door.
less than half a point right now, something like that. So I think they can do it.
I'm
You know,
literally jumping on the field.
So
Literally.
Lord.
I
I
wanna
don't
see
have
it.
I don't have bail money, okay?
Naked.
I
Oh,
definitely don't have that. Definitely don't have that bail money.
Oh, me, cabbies.
oh.
Some men, I don't know.
See,
Listen.
you don't want to do it because you're like,
I don't.
Oh,
But I think it's gonna be like this. It might be just enough, and it's gonna come down to which one of them. Because whichever one has the better night.
yeah.
But for some reason, the one that I'm going to put in 10, I think they're going to grab the crowd.
Yeah, boy. It's that.
I'm going to leave it at that.
Okay.
Y'all are going with what my heart is saying, but my head is saying that it's gonna be Troopers in 11.
Yeah, I wouldn't be
Yeah.
mad.
I'm looking at their prelims slot, and Cavaliers have a more favorable draw that night, which could then potentially. But if they end up being like back to back on semifinals night, that could all change.
They're
But
gonna end up back.
It's hard. It's
Like,
hard
semis
I
is gonna be
just
some.
Mm-hmm.
Semis is gonna be nasty.
because
so
I look.
we'll wreck the car when we find out the scores.
Listen,
Right?
I kind of think of it like WGI sometimes. Like that prelims, man, it's so hard to graph anything from because it's so wild. It's everybody's so everywhere, you know.
Well, you're throwing in the open class course too, so like you got all that thrown in there too.
Yeah.
Like
So, but I get it.
All right. We're gonna hop over to visual. I think Boston's gonna take visual. The guard is strong. I think their guard can put up enough points to kind of carry them. Chris,
I'm thinking.
This is
we
tough.
can do these. We can do those in any order. I don't really care if somebody got one.
This is the only caption that's tough for me.
I'm going to say Coates because of the other thing. I think their GE is strong, which I think carries them a little bit more visual. But like Boston's guard is strong, so like that carries up. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of one of those like pick your poison kind of things.
Some of the best leg shape in the game, both of those quarters. Like
for real.
Just watching them, I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Well, we're talking about like how Coates, like when you watch them, they still got a little bit of that I don't want to say vintage, but like that we're marching and playing still. You know what I mean? Like especially this show, you get a lot of that this time.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Blue Coats too.
William.
This one, it's tough, man.
It is.
Either one of them is.
This is the only caption that I'm.
Because it's honestly it's going to be whose eyes are watching what when.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't sleep on BD in that caption.
That's what. Because that's who's in my head is BD. I'm gonna throw one out, BD.
All right.
Because it's tight, man. That's
traditionally do win it. I mean, that's the tradition. That's kind of been
yeah.
Well, hell, you can actually throw honestly Crown in there too if you wanted to in the mix for visual. Yeah.
So,
I mean, their guard's been doing okay, but not the other
same idea
proficiency
of like
and analysis. Yeah.
All right, Zach, only you. 10th place.
Cavaliers.
I'm just putting Cavaliers because I don't want to misspell Cavalier. I can't argue with that. I really can't. I'm like you.
It's tough, dog.
I'm like you. My head says them.
Mm-hmm. Troopers, sorry. It's got to be tight.
I think so.
Mine is Cavies. I think one of our listeners made a good point of how, like, as they've been going on, it hasn't progressed at all. Like, it's just kind of been just there. But I think they play well enough that they would, even if, you know, my hope was Madison's 11th, but, like, it's probably going to be Troopers. But, like, they still play really well. So that's what really, I think, carries them in my mind. But.
Yeah. Troopers, that closer is just it gets the crowd.
You
And
do.
I think, and you're just going to end with a great impression. They're just doing a lot of things right, and the show makes sense. You get it. You don't question what it's about. I think it's just a well put together show. Knife.
This is hard, man. This is a little stretch right here.
This is not what I want to happen, but this is what I think is going to happen.
Yeah.
I like it better than Blue Stars. I do. But I think the Blue Stars have done what they've always done and just had a really polished product out on the field.
So at the end, that's what's going to matter the most.
Yeah. I'm going to say Blue Stars because I feel like the last few years, Colts have found that magic that last week and have made some good strides the last few times. So I'm kind of banking on that happening again.
I'm and people be worried about the top 5.
Yeah.
Because you want to go against the grain, man. You do. You just want to. And we've seen it all season where it's been crazy.
I wanna semi a basis on some of the last minute stretch that I've noticed from them, and God, they've really been laying it down, man. And I think this is gonna be like Troopers and Cavs. It's gonna be tight as crap, man. It's just gonna be so tight. But I'm gonna give them a little hope, and I'm gonna put Blue Stars. Nice. They kind of giving me Trooper vibes, like this is the last one, and they gonna just no holds bar.
Yeah, I'm gonna put Blue Stars there too.
All right, make me the bad guy.
I mean, honestly, you think like Cavies, Troopers, Colts, Blue Stars? That's very
yeah.
I mean, it's a coin toss right now.
I got Colts 7 or 8. I wish they were 7th.
Ooh, beat Mandarins?
No, they're not gonna beat them, but.
That'd be nasty, boy.
I would love for Colts to be in 7th.
That'd be a different
but they're
game
not gonna
changer.
beat Mandarins.
Colts.
That is the same for me as well.
I'm going Crown.
Yes.
God. Man, that place.
It would be crickets.
Oh
It would be crickets. Remember that year the cadets left the retreat real quick?
Yep.
That would have been Crown. They'd already had they'd already have next year's show written, designed, auditions happening during the rest of the awards going on. You can't even hear who wins the Zingali because you're just hearing quadruple tongue exercises on the field.
All right.
Like you just see them start rolling the torch back in, and they're going to redo it. Harloff's like, we're doing it again. Get off the field.
Let's do brass next.
He said, "Ooh."
That's a hard one.
This one is hard because it's bounced all over the place. And
it kind of has.
And I hadn't seen the judges, but they've been giving it to them. So maybe they'll do it again. I'm gonna go Blue Coats for brass. I think they're finally getting credit for all of the stuff they're pulling off with the electronics and all that good stuff. But that could go one of four.
A lot. Yeah, really.
5. Really.
I'm saying Boston for brass. Really, to me, it's between Boston and BD in my mind. But
that's true.
BD was what came to my mind initially.
It is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this is day one. Blue Coats. They gonna bust every judge's eardrum on the first note. So they're not going to be able to judge nothing else.
I'm walking out. As soon as they play the first round, I'm walking out.
Now, they might as well just end the show.
We're sitting here.
Start and end the show with the same note.
You are watching that show, and we're waiting on Zach to get here. And like through said sound system, through the computer, through my headphones, I'm like, God, that sounds really good. And like, it was a Blue Coat. So like, if it sounds that good with that much just distortion,
like nothing should sound that good through all of this.
No.
Blue Coats. How wild is it that the Crown isn't even in the conversation right now?
Right.
I mean, they're low this year.
They're low.
I mean,
they sit in fourth. What? Fourth, fifth?
No, like eighth.
In brass?
No, in brass.
Brass, eighth. Yes.
No, not in brass.
Can't be.
Look at drum rank right now and go to the brass rankings.
That's in music.
No, it's not. It is brass. Brass, Carolina Crown, eighth.
I don't know if I can trust this.
And drum rank's usually pretty on it. What's the date?
8-4.
Well, no. That's from that show where they got their number wrong because they've got troopers ahead of them, and they came out and said that number was wrong.
That number is wrong. That number is wrong. So it needs to be flopped. So they are fourth.
So they are fourth. Never mind.
Yeah, because I put it in the chat, and then I put another one back in the chat from the site.
You're right.
So I was like, excuse me. So
You're right.
Yeah.
Well, that says 8-4, and Troopers says 8-1 though.
They
I don't know.
Hell, they didn't even go out today.
Well, the Allentown, and by the way, while I just said Allentown, the reason why we didn't talk about the Allentown show is because half of it didn't happen.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to just be like, okay, Blue Coats beat Blue Devils, which we know they did. And then they put 2 points on them at the Innovation of Brass show.
Y'all, this is, except for the Trooper score, because they have Vanguard 8-5.
Well, maybe it is up to date.
I don't know.
I'm just saying. If anything, it's maybe 2 spots higher, so they're sitting 6, maybe.
I just think people are doing what Crown has always done, but now they're doing it equally or better or more inventive.
They innovated the whole idea of the brass, what they're supposed to sound like, and now people are catching up to them. I mean, that's literally what's happening.
I mean, Chris, you might not be too far off from Boston because the intricacy of that book and just the stylistic approaches they take to it is like,
dude, that mellow line is ridiculous. And their euphonium, I think I mentioned that last week. The euphonium baritone line is just nasty for Boston, man. Like it's so
7. Oh boy. Okay, no, I'm good with this. 7, man.
I think we're all pretty on this one. I'm with you on that. Said I think they're on the island.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Zach, you didn't say anything.
Huh?
Was that where you?
I have the Academy in 7th. Just kidding.
Okay.
No, it's Mandarins.
No, you said it.
No takesy backsies.
No, it's Mandarins. I wish I could put them higher because I really like it, but it's not going to be.
I think they peaked way too early.
Yeah.
For me, it just doesn't have that edge that they've had the last few years. Like, it's good. I like it. It's awesome. But it's just not.
But it's
not an edgy show.
I think yeah, that too, and
Yes.
I think, man, I don't know how to put this. I think because me and Seth talk about this all the time, and I say this about RCC. The thing that I love about RCC is they are so diverse that they can do certain things. So I don't need them to be hardcore all the time, every show. Give me something mysterious this year and turn around. They're going to give me something with some children on the playground. Then they'll turn around and be in space. Like, you know what I mean? And I like when you can open up like that for a group. I think that's what makes that group so good to me. It's like,
I mean, this could be a setup, like this is like a setup to like, be a more variety.
Yeah.
I mean,
because you need that. Because in my opinion, I don't think you want to get stuck in a genre, or certain.
You don't want it to be predictable,
right? That's what happened. I mean, that's what happened to Phantom. I think a few years ago, like they got into that narrative vibe of stuff and just didn't. It just was not hitting the way that they wanted to.
Yeah.
So,
because no matter what, you're gonna be you. You gonna be BD. You gonna sound like BD, but be able to have that variety. Like until we started talking about it, like I'm learning all kinds of history stuff from this show.
I love the show. It's good.
All right, Zach, who's 6?
Making their return, the Santa Clara Vanguard.
I don't think I can fit all that in there.
Making their return. Yeah, it hurts. Vanguard.
Yep.
Glad they back though. For sure.
Yeah,
it hurts.
And especially at the beginning of the season where I was like, when Mandarin was tabited.
Yeah. Like they just couldn't get over them.
Yeah.
I was like, come on, SCV, man.
Yeah. All right.
Still a caption.
Guard.
Still a caption. Shit.
Easy.
You go ahead and put it down all the way.
Yep.
But it's funny though, because the only ones that can tap them is BD. BD has tapped him a couple times.
Is that who you want?
No, I'm still gonna go with Boston, but that caption has a possibility.
They might get him one night, but it won't be.
I don't know though.
Stop it.
The night that it will matter.
Don't speak it into existence.
Listen, it's BD, man.
They don't need any more help. Okay,
it's BD.
They already got some bullshit planned. I just know
BD. BD. You got Fantasia.
They can't be trusted.
You can name them all if y'all want.
They can't be trusted.
And for those that don't know, so for caption awards, it's not the best score from finals night. It's the best score from finals. Best average from finals week.
Yeah.
So they take your prelims, semis, and finals run, average them up, and highest average from those 3 nights for the different captions is who wins the specific awards for those. So you have to be consistent. And with all of these, honestly, these sub captions can flip from night to night. Visual, yes, I can really see that going 3 different ways. Brass, I can see that going 3 different ways. Guard, maybe 2.
Yeah, maybe 2. Yeah.
The only one I might slide in there, maybe Crown, because that's the one that's been hanging with them. The guard by itself.
Yeah,
they've been hanging, and that work is tough. But BD can sit up here, turn around, and pull a blue coast from 3 years ago, or not 3 years, 2 years ago in percussion.
Yeah.
Be a sleeper and come out of nowhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do have Boston winning it though. But I would not be shocked.
I don't think anybody would. There's not much that would shock me, honestly. Hey, so
especially in this caption.
No. All right, 5th place. Not enough gas. They didn't fuel the fire enough.
Mm-hmm. You are not typing. Oh, there he goes.
Go ahead and copy paste for me.
Yeah.
You say, yeah, Will?
Yeah.
It's.
Well, does Zach want that though?
Oh, sorry. That.
I can't decide.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Don't shake it up. Don't be scared. Let it happen. I'm with it. Do it. Do it.
Oh, stop.
ASMR? Oh, golly.
What is that?
It's him scratching on his microphone.
That is Will.
Weirdo.
Do it.
Stop. Stop it.
I didn't get headphones on.
Right?
I'm going to put Phantom down.
Oh!
That's a tough one, man. I feel you though, Zach. That's a tough one.
I don't feel like
it really is.
I don't feel like Crown's gonna roll over.
It really is.
Now, do I think the show has enough in it? I don't know. But I don't feel like Crown's just gonna let Phantom take it from him.
I don't.
I'm low key afraid Phantom's gonna overhype themselves on finals night.
Because how long has it been since they've been up here?
We have mentioned that.
That closer has a lot of energy, and if they try to do too much, Crown going to come in there with their in-tune-ness and beat them.
Pristine.
Yep, that finesse. I will take finesse every day over overhype.
Yeah. Listen, I would like to think, and I honestly feel like it's a universal conversation with all corps to say, do what you do best and don't change anything kind of deal before going on to a show. Like they get them hyped, but they say don't do extra, those same speeches. Don't do extra this and blah, 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 blah. But it has been the Achilles heel with Boston's perk for the past 3 years.
Well, that's why Boston tied with Blue Coats that one year. Because they overhyped their show. And
they get to finals, and it's just like, what are you doing?
We thought they were third. And
what are you doing?
Should have been third.
And that could be Phantom, but it's been really good and consistent. And I want more hope right now. But like you said, Zach, I don't think Crown really show-wise, I don't know. They're going to try to add some or not. I don't know. I doubt it. But, I mean, we wouldn't have known. They might have done it today if they didn't lose. Something didn't happen with their truck. But what they going to do is be clean. Mm-hmm. If there's anything they can do, and then that preciseness is what probably could top Phantom.
Because, I mean, they're
it's so close, bro.
Crown's got a gap over Phantom in visual.
But if you're looking at numbers, Crown outscored Phantom the day before.
Yeah.
Crown went on the 4th and outscored Phantom from today.
Mm-hmm.
Which today of this recording. So
I stand by my decision.
It's not a bad decision.
It ain't, and I think you have a high chance of being really right.
Yeah, said Phil the rest of that because I think we all.
What?
I said the 4th place.
Oh,
I think we all kind of know.
I mean, okay. So
unless someone's got some bizarro.
Hey, listen, man, you never know what I'm gonna say.
BD. If Phantom beat BD, okay, almost
Lucas Oil would cease to exist. There would be no BOA this year. There would be no Indiana. There would be no Indiana State Finals because Lucas Oil is done. No more Colts.
The
nothing.
Colts. I was just
the
about
Indianapolis
saying,
Colts are Indianapolis
the football
gone.
team gone.
Gone.
It's like
all
that.
of it.
It's just
Turkey
a whole
Center gone. Convention Center gone.
like a whole meteor just hit the center of town.
Indianapolis disappeared. Crown.
All right. Will.
What is this? Okay. Yeah. What did I say? Phantom. Sorry.
Like you just wiped Phantom off the map.
I told they didn't beat BD.
Phantom for me as well.
Phantom name gotta be so long.
I mean, you can just put
I'll just
Phantom.
put Phantom. Yeah.
That's what I would do.
Okay.
No.
Or you could change the format to where it will loop.
Oh.
Make a. Oh.
I'm joking.
I was. Oh my gosh.
Oh, literally about to shut it down. I don't know how to stop the podcast now from my end, but I was about to shut it down.
There really wouldn't be a Lucas Oil.
I will not be a part of this.
Listen, if Boston finishes anywhere not second or first.
Oh, it's gonna rumble. It's gonna rumble because think about the shows that have gone on where they've been. The moment they got announced second.
Yeah, you were there. How was that at Murfreesboro? No, wait a minute. Boston beat them before that, right?
We were in the car.
Yeah.
As soon as like they hadn't even unplugged the amps and everything from Blue Coats, and we were out the door.
Yeah.
Like I think their last note was still resonating.
Yeah,
that's literally what it was. Yeah,
it's like, all right, kids, we'll see y'all. Bye.
All right. GE. Yes, I'm saving percussion for last because I think that's the battle.
Yep.
Finally getting credit for their ingenuity. I sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Ditto.
I told you this one was easy for me.
Go ahead.
But with Boston, Boston is
yes.
Like,
listen,
it's going to take a wheel to not turn the right way.
I'm telling you right now that when we get to this next area, is like that Blue Coats Boston is a lot closer than people think it is right now. Or maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking like people are just like, oh, Blue Coats, blah, but like Boston's hanging in there, man, and like these overall captions.
You going for G? Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, Blue Coats. Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really going to come down to who wins what caption. I mean, that's like that sounds dumb because of course, who wins what caption, but like,
well, yeah.
but if you look at how we're doing our overalls for the whole weekend, like a lot of it's just like flip flops. You know, like it could go either way for both of those groups. So it could come down to one section, winning it for them.
So, I think we're all in agreement on gold. I would assume.
On gold?
On gold. Yeah.
What is gold? Third. Okay. Bronze?
No, gold.
Oh, you mean, winning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gold, winning gold.
No.
So do we all think Blue Coats?
Actual core.
Pull it off?
Yes.
Sure.
All right.
Chris? Go ahead. Say Boston. You know you want to. Conduct the train again.
Don't be scared.
I'm saying Boston.
Go ahead.
I'm saying Boston.
Upset time.
Homer.
Imagine that.
And the only reason why I'm being honest with you, I think that eat them up. The only reason why I'm saying that right now is because, like what I just mentioned, I think they're just going to win more captions. I just feel like it. I mean, I don't know. I feel like the captions that Blue Coats are going to win, they'll be close enough to them.
To me, if Boston gets GE and visual, you talking about something.
But they're not. What I'm saying is that
G
I think
music.
Coats.
I said visual. G music.
I think Coats can. I mean, like Boston, whatever captions Blue Coats win, I think they'll be really close to them. But Boston will win more of the captions, which will give that gap. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense.
I'm gonna tell you from tonight's show.
I don't know.
Yeah. I know, and that's what throws a kink in it. But like,
I don't know. That's why I said if it's gonna happen, they need to win GE and probably music.
And that GE gap was a lot.
Yeah, they're not winning GE. I don't think that's going to happen. But like, you know, their guard is really good. Like guard's great, brass is great. I don't know.
I mean, you can't be getting third in visual though.
It's true.
But
that part.
I mean, you're right.
That's tough.
All right. Before we get to these two, because I think that's a battle. I really do think it could go either way. With whoever we have.
BD gonna play one extra trumpet mellow solo and take it.
So who's winning the Sanford?
I mean, I think I gave mine away. I think it's gonna be Boston. I've already kind of talked about that, so that gives me. But if you guys want to bring in why you think it might go another way, what happened at the time that's recording?
Blue Coats won drums.
Yeah,
so Innovation of Brass.
But that's their home show.
No.
They only won because it's in Canton. Get out of here.
When you put 1.3 points on your opponent.
Exactly. Put it in.
So you're taking...
I'm taking blue.
Blue what?
Yeah, blue.
Whatever that was.
Sorry. I spaced out. I wasn't even here when I did
that. That blue.
Well, I'll let you go last since this is I'm torn. I really am torn. I really like Blue Coat's book. I really like Blue Coat's book.
To me, it's more enjoyable.
Boston has stepped up quite a bit this year.
I'll say what I was going to say about that.
I'm going to go with my fantasy drum corps line.
I forgot you was doing that.
I mean, he's like the reigning 20-time champion or something.
You really are.
I am sitting second right now.
I can't read none of this.
But I blocked myself off.
Boston or Blue Coats, Will. That's where we're at.
Or BD.
Or BD.
Or Vanguard.
The Colts.
Yes!
I'm lying.
I like it.
The Indianapolis Colts.
No. The Indianapolis Colts said, come on now.
Okay, sorry.
They're starting wide receiver, bro. Top notch.
Man, I spelled it right. Yeah.
No, here's why. Boston. Because this is what I say. Boston did a flip-flop from what Cavies did last year. The point of it is Cavies' front was so hot, nobody was touching that. Mm-hmm. Not a single line. But that perk did just enough. So Boston has finally flipped it. Their front is finally figuring it out on some kind of level, and they need to stay on that same streak. So it's enough. And then the battery is finally not so overpowering and beating down the horn line, and it's not the main character, and it's doing what it needs to do. And I think they're finally figuring out the right formulas to do all of this. Because in the past years, it's been too much. And I've been saying it to us, like, you can't have that high of a battery with that low of a front with the horn line doing what it's trying to do and thinking y'all gonna do something.
Yeah.
So now we done changed up the recipes and we're figuring stuff out. It's gonna be just enough to get them there.
Here's what's gonna happen: whoever wins drums on prelims will not win in semis, but they'll win again on finals night. That's what I think is gonna happen.
Yeah, I think that could actually happen.
I think
That's
that
what I
could
think
happen for all
will
the
happen.
captions.
Because in my opinion, here's my opinion. I think BD's gonna sit third to all of this. It's gonna go Blue Coast and Boston back and forth all 3 nights. Well, back and forth during those nights. It's gonna be either one of them two.
Here's the scary
The only
thing.
caption I see somebody sweeping all 3 nights is guard, and that's Boston.
That's the only one that's the only one that has the possibility of doing that.
I think Blue Coast is sweet G.
Oh yeah,
I'm with you on that too. Yeah.
Yep.
I think Blue Coast is sweet G. No, I think you could legitimately, depending on who the judges are, and they should be announcing those here soon. But I legitimately think you can have a different winner for percussion every night.
Mm-hmm.
Probably for brass as well. Maybe visual too. Because I know some people will look at this and be like, well, you have Boston winning 3 out of 3 captions. People got to remember that GE score is 40 points.
Mm-hmm.
That is straight
That's
up
major.
20. All of these others are getting mixed up. So like, yeah, Boston might win percussion in brass. They could win brass. They might win those 2 captions, but you have music analysis in that caption, which Blue Coats in music analysis. You can't tell me that is not a cohesive musical program from start to finish. So then you got to remember the same thing with visual too. Visual's not just guard, but it's analysis and performance. BD's got some of the best feet in the game.
Yep.
So, which is the crazy thing about it is BD could not win a caption and still win the show.
Yeah.
Because math.
Yeah.
Because math. So. All right. I am not gonna stray too far. I think they're gonna come up just a bit short. But Boston will take silver and Blue Devils. Let's get LeBron's. That Boston show's got a lot of meat to it, and I think Blue Devils maybe put a little bit of a ceiling on themselves on the content portion of it.
It's tough when you're trying to they're not necessarily telling a specific story like Crown, but when you're trying to tell something, it's tough. But I'm here for that crowd response, so I'm the same. Blue Devils third, Boston second.
Yeah, now I'm BD and then Blue Coats.
Chris, you want to talk about yours?
I mean, I kind of mentioned it already. I just feel that like between BD's shows is good, but it just like you were saying, like it just doesn't have the pop that it usually does. But like I just think it just comes down to how close are they in GE to the Coats, and can they push that gap in the other captions? That's kind of where I am in those. For me, honestly, I think that between Boston and Blue Coats, it's a 50-50. It's a coin flip for me. like I ain't gonna be mad if either one if that's not right at all. That's just me, like both are fantastic. I just like to see Boston do it. I ain't gonna hate. I want to see Seth's prediction come true. So
yeah, that's the only reason why I wouldn't be upset. It's because I predicted, but I'm glad. For me, I'm just glad that like that's even a possibility. Because I think they really did. I'm not gonna say they maxed out what they could have did with that show, but I think knowing what they were trying to do with the show. Should I announce what I think the show is about now?
I'll wait till next week.
Wait till next week? Okay.
Yeah, let's wait. Because I want to. We gotta dive in that. We're at 55 right now, so
okay.
Yeah.
Right. Zach.
I'll put BD in bronze and Boston in silver, but don't be shocked if they make them tie.
Ooh.
They've done it before, and they'll do it again because DCI just can't let BD have bronze. That's my personal.
I don't care what you say; they
story.
still get third.
I'm cool with that too. We'll put a star next to it.
I called them getting third a long time ago.
No,
when
I
they
think
tied at that one show. I said, if you get caught first in a tie, you truthfully got the lower placement.
Or it's alphabetical order.
No, it ain't alphabetical order. It is you got reverse. Third. Period. You got the lower placement.
Second runner-up.
Care about no alphabets.
The reserve grand champion.
So, oh my God. So there it is. There it is. Pretty. I mean, it's. I think the first.
I don't want to say it's straightforward, but there's a couple spots where it could be hairy.
It started.
But the picture is there.
Yeah.
Like, your 8 through 12 is like that. You can see a lot of shuffling. Not like 8 to 12, but like in those positions, you see some shuffling, and then your, 4th and 5th is a battle, and then your gold and silver is a battle. So. So it's, for me, honestly, for me. I mean, I have a lot of just kind of crazy stuff in there, but like, I think it just comes down to me just like being hopeful that I see some shows rewarded. I think that's kind of what it comes down.
All I know is that when it's time for them to say scores, I'm gonna be nauseous.
Yeah.
Like, why do I get nervous? I don't have any. I'm not out there, but I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna puke. What if?
Here's a question, real quick. I know we're pushing up on an hour. Do you think the record will be broken for
no.
Hold on. For most 90s at finals.
No.
At all.
Think so?
No records getting broke.
No.
Because it's at 10 right now, right?
The 90s will stop at Mandarins.
At 7?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Mandarins might barely get one.
Okay.
Right now, there are only 7 chorus who are broke 90.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Do the truffle shuffle.
No, we don't get. I was like, we don't get.
Do the truffle shuffle.
Okay, no, much love, but you think Blue Stars or Colts are going to break 90?
No,
I think Colts can.
Nah, Colts ain't breaking 90.
I would love for it to happen, but it's not going to.
There's going to have to be a lot of shifts from the other ones underneath them to push it to that, which means
I feel like they've stretched instead of pushing Blue up. They just stretched everybody else out.
Now I do agree with that. They definitely. I feel like they're trying to stay within that 10-point window.
I mean, blue put 2 on the Blue Devils. Like that's
significant.
Like Blue Devils scoring a 94 right now. When was the last time that happened?
Last year in their first show.
Just a 94. yeah.
Literally. Literally.
Like it was like the second weekend now. They were in Stanford and it was like a 97. I'm like, what?
Boy, I remember that.
How do you get a perfect GE score when you ain't got nothing on the field? But last year's props.
Yeah, they won't. And that's the crazy thing about it is, this blue show should probably be in the 99 range, in my opinion.
It's rigged.
I would put Boston in the 98 range.
So what do you think is I know we can do this real quick, but like, what do you think is what is doing that?
Everybody else not being as good.
Mm-hmm.
That's not legit in the way I said it. Because
I know what you mean.
I know what you mean. Yeah, I know what you mean.
The judges are valuing the spread.
Yeah,
they are valuing the spread, and when you have two cores that are by each other, you're just like that.
Because here's
go ahead.
Okay. Well, all I was going to say. So here's the thing. Let's hypothetically say Scouts are in finals, 12th place, done deal. Scouts need to score at 88-9 or 89, and that will push the rest of it.
Because if you keep the spreads and you put Madison at 89, guess where that puts Blue Coats right now? 99.
Like 99.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I say I really feel like they try to keep that 10-point gap like all year between first and 12th. I feel like you've seen that everywhere you've gone.
Because 9 times 10, you're 12th, maybe bottom 2, 3, maybe gonna always be in the 80s.
Like usually like mid 80s. There was that one year. Yeah. Everybody was just 80s.
It was just busting, boy. But that's what it would take.
Yeah. They're valuing the spread. If STV was better, I think you'd have a broken record.
Mm-hmm.
I really do think if STV was better than what they are. Because I like the Phantom show. I do. But it's like Vanguard, previous Vanguard Light. I can't call it Vanguard Light this year because Vanguard is getting beat by them. But it sounds
the artist formerly known as Vanguard.
Yeah, it sounds like it really does sound like just one of their shows they bought from like Box 7.
Not Box 7.
Box 7 is out of this world.
I'm just saying.
Ideas.
So like I think you have a year where all of these shows are great. But the only two that are really kind of pushing the envelope as far as like what the activities, what's next for the activity is Boston and Blue.
Mm-hmm.
So
because at this point, man, if you try to do something safe or something, you're gonna get hammered next year.
And that's the only reason why I think the Colts might beat Blue Stars is because Blue Stars is like the safest of all safe shows of all time. It is. And it's an anniversary show.
It is.
Like, you're supposed to go all out on your anniversary show. And it's it's done great. But that might be the bathroom court for me.
I feel that.
Them or Cabbies.
They might be both for me, but
So, let us know in the comments below what is your predictions for DCI World Championship Finals from Saturday night. You can put all 12 if you want, 13 if you're bold and you want to do all of the semifinalists. You can do that too. I don't really care.
Hey, I've been loving the interactions we've been getting lately. It's been good.
It's been awesome. And you can do caption awards too. And, we'll always bring this back up and see how right or wrong we were, and we'll bring up our big bold predictions. If you remember those, mine was Boston winning, which will happen if Chris gets his way. Chris's was
mine's definitely not happening.
Yeah.
Mine was Spirit making finals.
Spirit making finals. Yeah, semi-finals. Will was Boston winning drums. You had 2, and Madison making finals. You did 2.
Yeah, I did have 2, didn't I?
Yep. You get with the bonus, and then Zach's was
Cavaliers out of the top 10.
Cavs finishing out of the top 10,
and that's very.
Yes,
listen, that can happen.
So everybody is pretty much alive, honestly.
Listen, I'll even take it. I said out of the top 10, but I'll even take that if they finish 10th.
Theoretically.
You're gonna help yourself.
Yeah, he's trying to make that prediction happen. That's all that is.
Listen.
Whatever I can get.
When I pray, I start with, Dear Lord, please let the Cavaliers be 11. No, I don't. I don't. I say, Dear Lord, I want all cores to have a good run. May the scores fall where they lie. In 11th.
And then I say, what I really mean is I want the Cavs to be 11th.
I want them to be 14th.
Oh my goodness.
Now
So
on to my real prayer.
Thursday night, you can watch prelims on Flow Marching, and Friday night, you can watch semis on Flow Marching, and Saturday night, you can watch finals on Flow Marching, as well as the All-Age Championship.
Yeah.
Bet.
Are happening too. So looking forward to all of the wonderful things. Remember, we will be there, and if you see us, say hi, please. It's cooler for us to meet you guys than it is for you guys to meet us. I promise you. So holler at us and let us know in the comments if you're coming, or on our Twitter. We're on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. You can listen to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So lots of different ways you can get a hold to us. You can comment, share, subscribe, hit all the buttons and all the stuff you can. And we love this weekend. It's going to be awesome. We'll be there Friday night. We will be walking around all day Saturday. We'll be in our seats down in the front. So if you look in the second row on side, is that side 2? Side 1?
I think we're on side 1, aren't we?
We're on the. If you're looking on it, we're on the left hand side. We're basically where we were last year.
Yeah, we're side 1 then. Yeah.
Okay, that's side 1. I always get that mixed up from the front. Anyway, we'll be on the second row down there. So you know, just all that good stuff, and then I think we'll be hanging out a little bit Sunday too. So come holler at us. We might have a meal or something somewhere. I don't know. We'll do something. But looking forward to enjoying DrumCon with everybody, the full crew, and you guys as well. It's gonna be awesome. Looking forward to it. So
it'll be the first time all 4 of us have been together in person in.
It's been a few years.
3 years?
I was about to say 3.
I think it's 3 because it was me and Chris last year, and then it was me, Chris, and Zach the year before that.
Then it was all 5 of it. Well, and Angelo came that year. That's when I cranked to my car,
which will never in existence happen again.
Oh yeah,
y'all didn't have to sit back there ever again. We
need
too big.
We need to figure out who's going.
We do that. It's got to be a different car or a van.
Well, it'd be 5. It's 4.
Let's get
because we have 5.
30-passenger van.
We're just. Dude, you're riding from the airport to the.
Yeah, I don't know why you're complaining. Like we got a 4-hour drive.
And I got a 4-hour flight.
You need 4 hours in Indy.
It is. It is. That flight is 4.5. I think 4.5 or something like that. Both ways.
And you lose time.
Yeah. So I get to deal with all of that good fun stuff. I'm gonna be sleeping in the stands.
You don't want to move. So
I'm taking my nap during Cavies. I'm sorry.
Golly,
I'm sorry. Listen, you know what? I don't know what to say.
Apologize.
No, because y'all don't understand how that jet lag work, man. That time difference ain't no joke. It is turf.
All right, end this before we have people just stop and listen to us because of our comments.
Listen, first of all,
are you not entertained?
He's something. Anyway, we love Cappy. We do.
No, we do. Everybody got an off year, man.
Yeah.
Who you are.
Yeah. It was a tough year to have a rough year.
You can be top 5 and still have a bad season. I don't care.
I mean,
see that all the time.
Just be
literally
a bad season. It was a good show.
Yeah.
So,
but here's the thing: they're going to come out next year and score 9,000. So
everybody going to be pissed.
Just get ready for that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So for Chris, Zach, and Will, my name's Sed. There's been another episode on the Backcast. Guys, enjoy the week. Yay, drum corps. This is what it's all about. Kids have worked all season. And this is the culminating event for all of it. So cheer for everybody. Enjoy the shows. Be nice to everybody. Buy a shirt or 7 from the merch groups because they need all the monies and all that good stuff. So, all right. From all of us.
Prices.
Right? We are
Dut out.
Dut out.
Go men's water polo.